Well, for me, conscious evolution is that there is an evolutionary force that's in us, that's growing inside us, that wants to be expressed. Part of that is we each have a unique seed planted in us of our self-expression, whether it's music or art or architecture or, planting trees, whatever it might be, that we are meant to do. And when you tune into that and you do it, you're going to feel joy. So it's to, first of all, notice what is it in me that wants to be expressed. Secondly, do the work of removing your blocks, because what happens is if you've got childhood wounds and limiting beliefs and all that stuff, it's as if the universe is trying to say, hey, wait, this is what you're supposed to do, but there's so much static on the line you can't hear it. So you're not available to inner guidance. So do your personal work. It's important. Meditate, do therapy, do the Sedona method, do EFT, whatever it is.
I was going to say, I actually do EFT. I'm an EFT practitioner. I was wondering what you would recommend for removing those.
EFT is fabulous. It's a great technology. In fact, we're writing a book right now with an EFT person named Pamela Brunner called Tapping Your Way into the Success.
Nice.
Something like
That's
that.
Perfect.
Yeah. Because we're using tapping to remove the blocks to the 64 principles I put in my Success Principles book. For every one of those principles, there's some emotional or intellectual block that's in there, and we've identified what those are and then created tapping routines around each of those. So everyone needs to find their modality, whether it's Byron Katie or the Sedona method or TM meditation or Dr. Haleakala Hughes' work with Ho'oponopono. You can hardly say it, right?
Or just choosing to change.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just making the commitment to clear the consciousness so that the inner guidance can come through. Because what I've noticed, for example, the Chicken Soup for the Soul book, the title came through a meditation where I said, God, we need a title for this book. And I said, we're going to meditate every day for an hour, and I want you to give me a title. On day 3, I saw a green chalkboard like in school, and his hand came out and wrote Chicken Soup. And I talked to God pretty cavalier. I said, what the hell does chicken soup have to do with this book? And the voice said, when you were sick as a child, your mother gave you chicken soup. I said, this is not a book about sick people. He said, people are, their emotions are sick, their spirit is sick. This was the first Gulf War, the first recession we had, it was like 93, and people were depressed. And so basically, we said the title ended up being Chicken Soup for the Soul, 101 Stories to Open the Heart and Awaken the Spirit. And that came through meditation. And if I hadn't been able to do that, if I didn't know how to do that, I wouldn't have got that title. That title was turned down by 144 publishers in New York. They thought it was a stupid title, dumb book. And now that title is a brand. And that brand is worth about $1 billion. So the reality is, as a business person, you have to listen to what it is that's coming through and then have the courage to act on it. Most people are afraid to act on their intuition, to act on their inspirations. And I think the thing I would say that's been most key to my success is taking action on the intuitive guidance that I get inside. And I would recommend everyone, if you want to be successful, make sure you do that.